When you're bending over backwards to make sure you're doing legal and fair reactions, contractual reactions, and getting permissions from the original content creators, that sort of stuff kind of annoys you after a while to see things like that putting a bad name for everyone. And like I said, I had a problem with it. I had a problem because now that problem is over. It doesn't really relate to me anymore. Most people know that I'm doing a lot of legal reactions. A lot of people know that I asked for permission ahead of time. And this problem has been minute.
And this leads into basically what the biggest problem I have with I'm Dante, or had with I'm Dante, is that he knew what he was doing when he made that roast rant video. He knew what he was doing when he made this latest video. And it's just kind of, it's a little mistrusting. I can't trust something like that. For someone who claims that they're cool with me, or they like me, they don't hate me, he's doing a very good job of proving otherwise and making videos trying to ruin me. And such. A while back, Dante was having beef with another reactor. No, not Rashad, but actually Blasphemous HD. And this issue was in regards to the roast of Blas himself. He did not watch it. There was a problem going back and forth, and Blas over a few videos was dropping a lot of shade, directly mentioning I'm Dante back and forth, and basically, I'm Dante called him out on his shit.
Little do most people know that I was actually privately messaging I'm Dante, just kind of consoling him a little bit, letting him know things will be all right, keep his head up, etc., etc. And we had a conversation about making sure he keeps his circle small, etc., so on and so forth. Well, finally, Blasphemous HD made a public video apology to I'm Dante, saying that he got in a car accident, so on and so forth, was going through a lot of stress at the time, and just wasn't really thinking when he was saying these sort of things. I believe somewhat the next day, I'm Dante made a video responding to that, saying everything was fine, everything is cool, no problem, we're moving on, all said and done. Why am I bringing this up? Well, I just find it kind of interesting because I was there witnessing all that. And I myself happen to be going through a lot of big issues, a lot of private issues in my life, not really knowing about the direction of my life, living here in Japan, not really knowing if I should delete my channel or not because I already passed 100,000 subscribers. A lot of frustration was building within me, and I said things that I really shouldn't have said about Blasphemous HD and Jinx. But lo and behold, even after around that same time, privately speaking with I'm Dante, messaging back and forth about other things, talking about stress, talking about up and down the stress that I was actually going through, privately speaking about this, just a few days after that, he drops this roast slash rant, complaining and getting involved in issues that he really had nothing to do with. But on top of that, I would have thought, if he really was a friend or what have you not, would have understood exactly what I was kind of going through mentally and emotionally at that time. But hey, I don't want to make that an excuse. I'm just giving you guys a little background on this. Because let's just say this didn't happen. Let's just say we didn't even have this conversation. Let's just say, for whatever reason, I'm Dante has some particular right to get involved in issues that don't directly concern him. Let's just say we weren't even friends. Okay, so this video comes out and then I almost immediately apologize the next day. I saw the error of my ways, and I really do mean that. I've been studying a lot of books about forgiveness, dealing with anger, just making sure you can keep your frustration under control. And I think for the most couple months, I've been doing a pretty damn good job of this. But here's the deal. What I find really funny is the fact that, unlike the immediate response that I'm Dante gave towards Blasphemous HD's apology, Akasan got none. Akasan got nothing. Actually, the only mention, as far as I know, the only mention that was ever made after the roast rant video on I'm Dante's channel was a small little section of one of his vlogs in what really looks more like a clickbait title just to get people to tune in. And so that's somewhat semi disappointed me a lot in the fact that on one side, someone that he's actually not very much friends with. He got an immediate everything's okay type video with someone who's supposed to be cool with. There was no sort of response to let everybody know what was cool. And here we are now. Afterwards, months and months afterwards, consistently still getting lots of comments on that coming to my channel, complaining, saying that I hate all reactors, so on and so forth. A lot of fallacies continue in the air. I particularly think because one of those everything is cool videos were not made. Maybe one of those videos don't need to be made because maybe everything wasn't really cool. That's what I took it as. But I waited. I took my time. I just wanted to see if time would heal some of these wounds, if things were going to be better after a few months. But as we crept into this new year, I just saw that nothing really had changed at all. So why should I sort of put my private, semi-public life on Twitter displayed so predominantly and have people follow people that really don't sort of support me? It just sort of felt a little grimy to me. It just felt a little weak to me as a person. To be able to allow these kind of people that kind of talk shit behind my back, on top of that, do a lot of hypocritical type of things. And essentially people, the bottom line is people that I just generally can't trust in my social circle on my SNS type feeds to sort of be around. I don't really enjoy posting that kind of information out there, always wondering if it's going to be used in a video against me personally. That just didn't sit well, and thus that's why I blocked I'm Dante, Cooley, a few other people that just don't really support me in the future. So there's no really any reason for me to be supporting those type of people that wouldn't be supporting me. It just doesn't make sense. There's no ill will towards them. It's just, I want to be away from that sort of energy that may or may not make me angry in the future, make me lash out and say things that I don't want to. I think in the idea of trying to become a better person, to be more chill, is to just sort of get rid of those things that will make you uncomfortable. It's heartbreaking. It's heartbreaking in a sense that these are some of the people that I had supported for quite a long time. These are some of the people that I really do think have a lot of talent and essentially could be blowing up to bigger and better things. But just somewhere along the line, paths have been crossed, and maybe this was always going to be the way. Not everybody will always be cool with each other. Not everybody will always agree with each other. And essentially, if people can't really be compassionate for each other, it's just best to delete those type of people from your life. And it hurts.